Jefferson County, one gaining a lot of attention at George Ward Park in Birmingham, where our Bria Chapman has more.
People are not in encampments because they want to be there. People are in encampments because they don't have a place to live with a roof.
This is one encampment at George Ward Park. Neighbors say at night there are about 10 to 15 people who live out here. It's illegal, and the executive director of One Roof says no one should have to live this way, but some don't have a choice.
The bridge is their roof. The tent is their roof. The trees making a canopy are their roof. People are in an encampment because they can't afford rent, and bulldozing an encampment doesn't end homelessness. It just moves it from one place to another.
And Farley says that move could impact and endanger people and their neighborhoods.
If you come in and bulldoze an encampment, you take down the bushes, whatever, somebody's just going to move. Well, they're going to move into an abandoned building, an abandoned home. They're going to set a fire to stay warm, to cook, whatever. That fire's going to get out of control. You're going to have a house fire. And then that endangers an entire neighborhood.
Fixing the homelessness problem is not a quick and easy solution. Farley says there is no one answer to the issue and adds for years the number of homeless people continuously decreased, but now that is no longer the case.
The housing price crisis has driven our homeless, unsheltered numbers up. It's very upsetting to those of us who do this work, that we're seeing more and more people on the streets. We need the general public to become interested in answers to homelessness.
City of Birmingham does have several resources for those needing shelter or supplies. Our WBRC News app has more on how you can learn to connect with One Roof. One of the 6 people charged in the shooting that killed 4 in Dadeville earlier this year is going to be tried as an adult. A judge today denying youthful offender status for 20-year-old Johnny Brown, but did not make a decision on the 3 others who are asking to also be tried as juveniles. A public viewing today for 17-year-old Pinson Valley High School student Caleb White. He died last week after suffering a medical emergency at school. The viewing happening at Davenport and Harris Funeral Home. It ran until just at the top of the hour here. It's back open 9:45 till 10:45 tomorrow morning, followed by his funeral at 11 at the Cathedral of the Cross. We do not know the exact cause of death, and the coroner today says they're doing some more lab work, and that could take 6 to 8 weeks to get the answers. Well, it has been 1 week since those wildfires started on the island of Maui, with the death toll still rising every day. At least 111 deaths now confirmed. Sadly, that includes some children found in the rubble. Hawaii's governor says it is possible more than 1,000 people remain unaccounted for. And our parent company, Great Television, partnering with the Salvation Army to help the people of Maui. If you're able to donate, you can text Fire Relief to 51555 or scan the QR code on your screen for more information. Back to school at WBRC, state health leaders say vaccinations in kids are still decreasing. Dr. Wes Stubberfield says the decline in vaccinations started before the pandemic and seems to be getting worse. State Health Department says you can protect your child from a baby through college from about 16 severe illnesses if you get them vaccinated. But he says parents are experiencing issues when trying to get the proper shots for their kids.
There can be barriers to access for certain individuals to get vaccines. We also see problems with particularly with insurance or with payment that can be an issue in some cases. But although there are programs for individuals that are uninsured. And then finally, we see some general erosion of trust in the safety and efficacy of vaccines. But our vaccine supply continues to be very, very safe, very effective.
For a complete list of recommended vaccinations, we have this story in our WBRC News app. Auburn fans, we know who QB1 is now. Hugh Freeze today says it is this man, Peyton Thorne, who will take the snaps with the first team when they kick off the season in just a couple of weeks. His first year on the Plains after spending 3 seasons at Michigan State. September 2nd, he'll be trot out there when they take on UMass. All right, to our weather, let's call it 5.5 west, where it has been a beautiful day out there and one of the last comfortable days we may have for a while.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, because it's going to be this time next week. We could be looking at temperatures on this map near 100 degrees out there. Yeah, some hot weather on the way, but today the temperatures, you could tell the fluctuations in the afternoon. It started to feel a bit more humid. Tonight, though, this evening is going to feel comfortable again. We'll see those readings taking the tumble down into the 60s for overnight lows. Here's a look at the hourly forecast, and average low around 67 tomorrow morning. Another beautiful sunny day. It's going to be a lovely Friday. You get out there, get an early start, but just know the afternoon is going to feel a little bit hotter with those highs around 90. And then the mugginess becomes a big factor over the weekend, so the heat index will start to rise closer to 100 degrees. But this is not a heat index map. This is a forecast temperature map, and just got to show you this all across our region. Extreme heat possible. Look at Tuesday and next week showing close to 100. Afternoon high temperatures, there's a chance we could see readings as high as 102, 103 if this verifies by the middle of next week. And that's going to put us in record territory as far as the hot weather goes. So next Wednesday, next Thursday especially, just giving you that first alert. One of the next big things, what our data is telling us as we plan ahead for next week, just note that we have the possibility of some extremely hot weather on the way. Not much rain in the forecast, but we are watching a disturbance in the tropics that could develop, and because of that dome of hot weather across the south, that's why we're seeing this system staying south of us. It's going to be making a track back to the west. By Monday, we'll see a broad area of low pressure back in here, and it looks like it's going to move more towards Texas, so away from Alabama. I'm not expecting a tropical storm to impact Alabama, the Gulf Coast, Saturday or Sunday, first off. So if you have a trip planned, you're in good shape there. Now, we will need to closely watch what happens next week. There's a couple disturbances way out in the Atlantic that have an even greater chance for development, and some of the model data takes one of those systems on more of a westerly course. You see that? So we'll have to monitor what happens here. We're getting into that time of the year, a lot to keep our eye on, but the 7-day forecast right now, not a lot of rain, mainly dry. It's just the heat that we're going to deal with. Some big temperature fluctuations on the way through the middle of next week. That first alert for highs near 100, and we'll have more on the 7-day. That's tonight after baseball on Fox.
All right, Wes, thanks for being with us tonight. We will be back on TV first at 9, right after the game between the Cardinals and the Mets. We'll see you then.